hosts Israel taking on the Ukraine, trying to make sure that they close the EuroBasket in grand fashion. There is the standings right now. Italy sitting in the 3rd seed. Again, a win by Georgia will give them a ticket to Istanbul, will give them the 3rd seed. Italy already locked in to go. They just don't know who they're playing yet. No fans trying to figure that out over the next 48 minutes here. Carlin Gay, Mark Clark on hand. The Italy fans are in the building. It's going to be a lot of Georgia support. And for these two teams, as we see Italy introduced at this time, it's a little bit of a different situation for Italy because they had a tough grind-out tactical game yesterday with Germany, which they lost, but they also secured the fact that they are going to Istanbul. So the sense of urgency probably isn't there as much for them in this game.
No, I don't think that's it. It won't be the same pressure, definitely. But I think Coach Messina in particular sees tournament play as a process, and what he won't want is a day off. He won't, he knows he's got to break after this. They had the difficult loss, and as he said after, they didn't really execute very well. He describes his team as a patient team that got rushed a little bit by the German defense. So I think he's going to have a chance against this Georgian team because they do not get after you as well as the Germans do to get into that patient mode. The trouble that it might not be a realistic test for him in terms of the pressure he's going to be under in the 2nd round. No one's going to want to go out there, especially him, and play poorly running. What he may be able to do is not overplay some of his, as he describes, he has 4 players that have to play. He may be able to manage their minutes and still try and win. The trouble against this Georgian team is they're huge.
Yeah.
And Italy, their weakness is their lack of size. The people they've lost in preparation would have made this Italian team have a completely different look. So, and the thing about Georgia is they can't have the game off, because if Ukraine go and win and they lose, they're gone. They're not going to be here. They're not going to go to Istanbul. And that would be a travesty because they are potentially a real upset team at any stage of this competition. So, Italy are going to try and get the win to keep momentum. Georgia, if they play enough defense, will get the win. But the trouble is they haven't played enough defense when they've needed to across this tournament so far.
If Italy lose, as we said, they are already locked in to go. It's a matter of whether or not they finish with the 3rd or 4th seed. A loss today will mean that they would see Slovenia in the knockout stage, and Slovenia has not lost so far and looked really good in Group A over in Finland. We will break now for the national anthems for Italy and Georgia. the final game day of Group B. Italy and Georgia getting set to do battle. Italy already locked in. They are going to Istanbul. They just don't know who they'll be playing in the round of 16. A loss today can see them playing Slovenia in the first day's action over there. The three men who will be charged of keeping this game in check right there on your screen. Now for Georgia, they had an emotional win last night. Both their victories have been quite emotional. Beating Lithuania on the opening day, winning by 2. They celebrated like they won a championship. Dropped 2 after that, and then having to come back against Israel, the host nation here, and got that victory. They were chanting and celebrating well into the night last night near the buses.
Well, I think it's their issue is the emotion that they had, as we look at the Italian roster, but the emotion they had, it's what happens after. And
yeah.
you know, sometimes you get on that high, you have a big downer. But the trouble for them is that the problem that if you lose this game, you end up playing probably one of the form teams of the first round in Slovenia. Is not something that this starting lineup is going to want to get to. This starting lineup has been pretty consistent throughout. There's all those stars, but let's talk about Marco Cusin, who's one of those glue players who will set screens all day. More importantly than that, he's going to have a huge task down the defensive end of how he's going to try and deal with either Pachulia or Shamadini. He's going to go against someone big, and whoever comes off that Italian bench is just going to have to play their heart out to keep him off the glass. Georgia, I think, is talented. Dixon is a very accomplished guard. They've got guys who are used to taking shots, used to being leaders on their team. Pachulia is an NBA champion. Shengelia is probably one of the best players outside the NBA in everybody's opinion. And then they've got Sinzadze and Markoshvili, who are just good. They're just good players. This team don't think they're very deep. I actually think they're actually deeper than they think they are. They've got guys who can come in and play, but they've just got to come in and play their role. They've got to come in and play defense. If this team played more defense, they would have a chance to be very, very far in this competition. Shengelia and Bellinelli, definitely the two leaders in many aspects of what this team does. Shengelia, for me, is the player that's the difference maker. And Bellinelli, by his own admissions, would probably say he had a night off. Really didn't knock down shots you'd expect to make. And as Messina said, they got the shots they wanted, didn't really get the finishes they wanted. But this is a test, because if whoever they play in the next round, whether it be Slovenia, whether it be France, or whether it be, in fact, very likely to be
one of the two,
like Finland. You know, Finland's a team they'd like to play. Matchup-wise, they'd be fine. I don't see them wanting to play France because of the physicality and the athleticism. But they won't worry about that. This is about winning the game. They'll win the game, then take whoever they face and prepare for it. Because, you know, Messina will prepare whatever he needs to do. I think for Coach Zuros, get your team excited. Get your team excited early. And I would almost be inclined, even though they haven't done it a lot, to throw some early rotations in to just get after this Italian lineup. But you've got to hope they just throw it down the gut of this Italian defense and say to Pachulia, score. Get to Shengelia, get it in areas where it can really hurt them, get it in there and hurt them, and then make them play defense, because they can't play defense for 40 with that lineup, so they're going to have to go into the reserves.
How do they bounce back from the emotional win against the host nation to keep their hopes to get to Istanbul alive? It took overtime. Is fatigue going to be a factor on the back-to-back?
Yeah, they wouldn't have enjoyed that, would they? And early out, literally, it was almost after midnight in terms of finishing up the game.
Yeah,
and here they are.
And now we also have the hour early start locally. Can that play a factor? It seemed to play a factor a bit in that opening game. Teams got off to a slower start. Georgia has gotten off to the slow start through 4 games, so if they got off to a slow start today, I guess that's true to form. They'll be wearing their white jerseys. Italy will be in the blue. Pachulia and Cusin will jump. If you're a Ukraine fan, you are rooting for Italy. An Italy win means that Ukraine is still alive. And if they win tonight against Israel, they go to Istanbul instead of Georgia. Underway here in Group B. Sinzadze. As you said, they look to go inside early. Shengelia spinning on Melli. Dixon, he hit 2 big threes yesterday. Misses his first attempt from long range.
This team has shooters, so if the Italian answer to the issues on the inside is to double, is to help down, These guys got to step up, make open shots. Don't expect Italy to go too early offensively. They're going to try and shorten this game.
Tommy. Cassim not looking for his shot at all. This guy will look for his. Taking too much time on that possession. Well, Georgia didn't even guard Cassim on that possession.
You know, if he's catching it that deep, he's underneath the foul line.
You have to look active at least.
And it was only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. It wasn't like it was the first pass.
Markashvili, Pachulia. Pachulia screening for Markashvili. The 2 is short. And here's Hackett. Good guard matchup between Hackett and Dixon in this one. This is Datome. He's normally waited to the second half to get it going. A three-year yawn. No good. Dixon tracks that down. Sangilia calling for it. When he gets on the run, he's very dangerous. Melli trying to stick with him. Beats him on the reverse. Can't finish him. It's going to have to be a tough guard for Melli, but he's capable. Tommy, a 3, same spot, different result.
The thing about Georgia is they can't overthink this. If they're like, oh, how are Italy going to try and deal with it? Then they'll forget to play, and that's almost how it looks at the moment. They're almost looking to see what the Italians are going to do defensively, and then they're not in any rhythm. Yeah, it's not hard to run it down, get Pachulia open. You can get the ball to him.
See the last play by Datome. No one in picture in a white jersey as he released that clear as day. And as you said, if they get open shots like that, they're going to make him. Markashvili's 3, no good. Pachulia on the rebound. Can't get the follow, and then follows up with a push in the back. His first foul here. You can't believe the call. See if the replay tells us anything that we couldn't see from our angle. Oh boy, I don't know. First foul on that man right there, Zaza Pachulia, the NBA champion. It's Bellinelli. They left him alone for 3. He'll take. Melli on the glass. Look at the Tommy squeezing in. They say foul on the floor. It'll be Italy basketball.
Okay, there's a rule here. If you're gonna, I can't believe they're gonna leave him open, firstly. But if you're not going to challenge the shot, you better get down there and box out, because there were 5 white shirts in the keyway and they still gave up an offensive ball. Do they not understand the implication here of a loss? You'd have thought there'd be the urgency. I don't know where the urgency is going to come from.
There's a Tommy. Dribbling way too much. Pachulia able to come away with the steal. Sinzaze in the front court. Sinzaze probing. Pachulia sets, tries to get his man in the air. Cassim stayed on the ground. Now he sets the screen for Sinzaze, who steps behind the line for a 3. That's an air ball. And a foul by Cassim.
Well, the only thing you can say about the last 2 calls underneath is they're being a little consistent, because there's not a lot of contact on either.
Georgia supporters trying to get their team energized and involved. They sat through 4 games so far where this has been the case. It's been slow starts, except for the first game against Lithuania. Sangilia came out and really grabbed the game by the neck and took control of it, and that was really the catalyst to their 2-point victory. Bad pass there. Cassim was way in front. And able to come away with the steal. Bellinelli right to the rim.
Well, we played pretty much 3.5 minutes. Georgia haven't really gone inside, apart from a couple of reverse layups. Haven't looked like they're going to make a shot. It's 5-0.
Sinzaze, Pachulia. Ball squirts out of his hands. Dixon, Johnny on the spot. Now pulls up for 2. Indeed.
And the first success is not off of anything that's really constructed. It's just a breakdown that he goes and shoots the ball. I do think that to an extent they're almost overthinking what Italy are doing to them at the defensive end.
Melli gets fouled on the pass. Basket won't count. Dixon picks up the foul. That's his first. As we see the last jump shot by Michael Dixon Jr. Fresh 14 for Italy to work with. Bellinelli gets doubled. Open is Datomi. Now he drives in. One extra pass. Hackett for three. Indeed! Too early on for Italy. Pachulia trying to go fast. Can't get it to go. Then blocked from behind by Melli. Hackett says slow things down here.
Pachulia very, very upset with the lack of a call. He's still talking about it.
Kusin inside, and a foul! And then Pachulia throws the ball against the stanchion. And now still talking to the referees about the call as we take a look at the Kusin play here.
And you know what? He has a little bit of, he should be agreed because there was a lot more contact at the time. Now whether it's legal or illegal contact, it doesn't matter. That's why he's agreed. Kusin gets a little touchy foul and goes to the line. He feels as though he's being bundled out and doesn't get a call. Sometimes he's a victim of the fact he's so big, the referees sometimes just don't think he needs that help.
Right.
Shouldn't really be a factor.
10-2 is the score, 5:30 remaining here in the first quarter.
No problem. We have pass here, or good screen and straight movement continue. But now we go like crazy and we don't do anything defensively.
Well, Coach Zuras is quite right. Obviously he's right. He's the coach in the sense that he wants to know why. Why have they not gone in there? Why are they, you know, throwing up shots? And then we're going crazy, he says. Why is he going? The pressure may work in that way. They're obviously feeling the pressure of needing to win to be assured of going to Istanbul. Maybe that's the reason that they're not in the flow. Then he has a call. Who is the guy that he would bring into the game? Well, normally he's brought in Shinadze, but he's a scorer. He's another guy that wants to shoot the ball. Shermandini, maybe go with both bigs. Put Shengelia at the three and just say, hey, we are going to play big. But then he's got the issue down the other end of who's going to guard Datomi when you go with like Shengelia at the three. Is that his matchup? Wow, it becomes like a real chess match of a debate. Do you want them to play like us or do you want to play like them? And at the moment, Italy are dictating, but they've dictated the tempo in every game.
They really have. Germany was able to kind of squeeze one out yesterday after Italy seemed like they controlled it for the majority of the game. And then they stopped making shots. Missed a free throw there on the end one attempt. Score stays the same. 10-2 in favor of Italy. Sinzaze. Dixon. Pachulia was grabbed on the roll. Kusin picks up his second foul.
Again, unless you're going to like set the high screen and have Pachulia roll hard to the basket, it's almost against what Zuras wants to happen. You know, get someone who's going to score in the low block, and then for the whole of that possession, Pachulia's on the three-point line.
I actually called the foul on Bellinelli. That's his first, so Kusin still has the one foul. Dixon, Sangilia, driving, step back over Melli. Can't hit, and Kusin pulls the rebound now.
And is someone from this Georgian team going to go to the glass? Because at the moment, it's all blue in there.
A technical foul was just called against Coach Zuras of Georgia. And I don't know if he was really barking at the refs as much as he was barking at his team. But he gets assessed the T. And Bellinelli will shoot the tech foul.
Coach is still looking at the official who called the T.
Bellinelli was short on a free throw. Still Italy basketball. He's not happy at all. Maybe trying to fire up his team a little bit here because they've come out flat once again. I've seen that many coaches do the same thing, kind of try to fire up their team by getting a tech. Coach Zuras barking at the officials and his own squad. Let's see if that changes anything. See the shooting percentages there on the bottom of your screen. Bellinelli trying to add to that total. He does.
I mean, these two teams played in preparation in Athens. And they played after Georgia had won the tournament. Had already beaten Serbia and Greece in Greece. And Italy won, relatively comfortably, doing this, just controlling tempo and getting open shots.
Marcus-Fili, 5 to shoot. Melli in front of him. Marcus-Fili, no good. Now Tommy picks it up. It's a 3-on-2 for Italy. Bellinelli on the break, hits the 3! All Italy at the moment, 16-2. The drive, Dixon. Here's Sangilia inside to Pachulia, back to Dixon. Dixon for 3. No good. Cousin taps it out to Bellinelli. And Italy running again. Hackett in the front court. Melli back to Hackett. They leave Hackett. The drive. Atomi says slow things down. Bellinelli on the curl. Hackett from the corner. No good, and Sangilia pulls down the rebound. Sangilia on the run. Right to the tin. You asked who's going to go to the basket. It's Toko Sangilia, and he earns a trip to the line. Melli's first foul there. As we take a look at the Bellinelli 3 in transition.
See, for me, in that sort of situation where they have the chance to run, you'd expect Georgia in the situation to get people back. They've made a pass. Bellinelli said there are still only 3 white shirts in the picture, and there's no one going to the basket. So it's not as if they look down the sides, no point going back. And then with that start, that means that Messina starts to get into, hey, I can rotate now. Like Bellinelli's going to sit. He's the first of the 4, if that's the way to word it, to step out. And Falloy's going to come in, not quite yet.
Well, Baldi Rossi checked in, and so does Aradori. The first free throw missed by Sangilia. One thing he hasn't done well is shoot the free throws. He's done everything else, leaving his team in scoring at 20 a game. It's the second. Hackett, front court. This is Baldi Rossi. He can shoot the 3 if they back off of him too much. Foul away from the basket. That's going to put Georgia in the penalty. So that Tommy will go to the line for free throws. 3:09 to go in the first quarter, and you see the foul there. Sanaze picking that one up. Hackett will sit. Falloy checks in for him. Some of the pictures of the crowd here on hand. Back to live action is that Tommy will be at the free throw line. Fenerbahce star, 9 points, 4 rebounds a game. Standing on a podium at the end of his club season.
The Georgians got to get out of this place they're in. Sermandini's just steps on the floor. He's unhappy with the official. Take care of what you can take care of. And then one of them is like rebound. You don't have to ask the official for a call then.
It's a Tommy. That's an easy set play, and they hit. Foot was on the line. That's a 2.
Yeah, again, but straightforward cut off a screen out of bounds. Someone. That's a scout. That's a definite challenge.
Georgia supporters now chanting, trying to get their team involved here. A foul, no basket. It was on the floor. Doesn't matter, though. It will send Sangilia to the line for 2 free throws, but they don't get the and 1 opportunity. There we see the cut, and the open Natomi too.
No, it's a nice cut. It's a sharp cut. The pass is timed, but he didn't do anything. He just came off of a stack.
Sangilia just pump faked everyone at the free throw line. Aradori was stepping into the lane in the middle of Sangilia's free throw, so the referees had a discussion with him. Never seen a pump fake free throw.
Not as blatant as that.
Yeah.
I've seen some people who do this with it, but
and that's normally just bad shooting form.
yeah, that's bad. That's bad technique on the line. Yeah.
He hits them both. 19-5 here. 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Foloi on the ball for the first time this evening. He's in double figures scoring-wise on average coming off the bench for Italy as Datome rises up for three again. And he's found the stroke early on. 9 points for Gigi Datome. Not the start that Georgia wanted. Inside, Shermardini was hit by Balderossi. And he'll go to the line for two as we took a look at Gigi Datome. And it's not like he's doing anything difficult, simple stuff.
But then going back down the other way, you see Coach Juris in shot, but as we said right at the beginning, don't overcomplicate. Shermardini gets down low, they just pass it to him. You don't have to worry about what the Italians are doing if you get position. Just get an angle, throw it in, see what you get. Shermardini is a reasonable free throw shooter. He's going to wear it out. You're going to get fouls on the Italians on the inside, as opposed to what we saw earlier on when they're trying to run a complicated pick and roll with a shooter on the three-point line, and they're not making these shots. The Italians can double down, then throw it back out and get an inside-outside play.
There you see Melli leaving, Baliga, number 6 in blue, on this court for Italy. His first appearance in this game. Aradori inside to Baliga. Shermardini much bigger than him. How does Baliga attack him? Balderossi left alone for three. Sanaze pulls away the rebound, and here come Georgia the other way. Under 2 to go here in the first quarter. They double Sangilia. Sanaze for three. And Aradori pulls it down. Foloi, quick offense to Datome. Datome has a smaller Dixon on him. Double halfway there. Now it comes fully. Kick out Foloi. That's a three. Indeed. They're putting on a clinic offensively right now, are Italy.
You can't double from the ball side when the player sees you coming, and they got Foloi with your feet set. Force him one way and double from whatever direction you decide, but you can't do what they just did.
Shermardini, and one! Datome was wanting to spike that one into the ground. Shermardini strong on the take, and he'll be rewarded with the foul and three-point play opportunity. Datome goes to the bench, gets a nice hand from the Italian supporters. Bellinelli back into the game. Shermardini completes the three-point play. 15-point spread.
Well, that's an interesting stat. 5 and up, 5-15 to get a field goal.
Foloi, Balderossi, inside Bellinelli. Can't get it to go. Was looking for the glass, never found it. Sanaze. Inside Sangilia. The double comes. In the corner, Dixon hits the side of the backboard. And Bellinelli on the push. No one stopping the rock. Now they do. Foloi finds it, and he'll drive to the 10. Tough layup by Foloi.
That's a great decision. But again, he exploited the closeout. Not a man in white attempted to help on that. They might have waved an arm at it, but no one really stepped in.
They try to lob it to Shermardini, stripped out of his hands. Here comes Foloi the other way. What a great first quarter for the Italians. Up 17 with a chance to add to it. Bellinelli with the ball in the last possession in his hands. Balderossi, jab step back, over Shermardini. Can't get it to go. But that is a quarter that Italy would like to bottle up and use again later on in the tournament if they can. 27-10, Italy in front after one. Here at EuroBasket 2017.
Torna lato.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go!
22% from 2, 0 for 6 from 3. Okay, Shimardini's made some free throws. They've given up 60% from the three-point line. This is the best shooting team in the competition. There's no one in the same county, let alone in their face, trying to challenge his shot. And I know from what Coach Jura said last night that they were supposed to come out and play more defense. They were supposed to go inside. Yeah, we know all that. This team just, for whatever reason, there's a mental issue here that they just can't seem to resolve. And this was the first field goal, which was a broken play sort of scramble. And Sengalia on that screen didn't come out and show. Wide open out of bounds.
The bottom line is they just haven't been good enough, just to be harsh.
But it's like, it's not, you can be not good enough at working hard. They're not even working it. And they might think they are. But like, again, like, for look, Chais, no one gets all the way to the far side of the ring. No one looks to step in, take away the lane. That's working. If there was a blocking foul there, you could go, hey, they tried to step in. At the moment, it's like, hey, we're running up and down. Italy going to get a lot of open shots. Are they going to miss them? No. Therefore, we got to go and. But they're not even trading. And they've gone with it. You know, they've gone with a different look. So they've gone with the twin towers, as we called them on the first day. Not exactly your normal athleticism of twin towers, should we say? But they're big on the inside. And you've got to think whoever's down low has got to get touches, especially against Balderossi and Bagiglia. Just got to.
Those twin towers you speak of is Pachulia and Shimardini into the game. They don't often play together, but they have a chance to play together right now. Baliga, he's in the middle of those twin towers at the moment. Finds Balderossi. The offensive onslaught continues.
Well, they stopped the penetration by showing their help, and then no one helped anybody, and you were underneath the foul line. And that's not the first time, because Cousine turned it down earlier in the game.
Yeah. Marcashvili poked out of his hands, lands to Shimardini, who gets fouled and one. Well, he's been the 1+ so far for Georgia. Another and one opportunity for Shimardini, as on a broken play finds a loose change and puts it in the bank.
Well, if he makes this, he's going to have 8 out of 13. Now, Shimardini is good. He's a great, at the end of the day, he's their backup center in many ways. And he is good, but there is no script that says he has over half our points at any stage.
Falloy to Baliga. Balderossi. Bellinelli now. Back to Balderossi. He's open for 3. Can't hit. Marcashvili pulls it down. They dodged another one there, did Georgia. Dixon pulls up. That's a 2. Well, when he got going in yesterday's game, it really changed the complexion. Gave them a little bit of momentum. They were down for the majority of the game against Israel. They sent it to overtime. And then in overtime, they absolutely took over and broke the game open. Shimardini gets called for the reach there.
And you'd expect Bellinelli to look at doing a lot of this. Bring that slow, bigger man out to try and challenge him. At worst, deep in the shot clock, he's going to get the chance just to get his feet set and shoot the ball.
There's Falloy. Aradori, step back. Can't get it to go. Shimardini above everybody, pulls it down. See if Georgia can string a couple of possessions together here. Dixon looking to probe. Now dancing, now probing. Dixon looking for help, finds Shimardini underneath. He got hacked by Cousine. I thought he walked, but he got hacked first. Foul number 2 on Cousine. That will reset the shot clock back to 14 for Jordan to go to work. And Daniel Hackett will check back into the game for Falloy. You see him there on screen. Pachulia trying to spin on Melli. Good defense by Melli. Melli again straight up, defending well, and Pachulia picks up the technical foul, showing up the referees that time. He thought he got hit, and he going at the official. Frustration starting to mount now for Georgia, whose place in Istanbul on the line. You be the judge at home. Does he have a beef?
Yep, because Melly's not dead straight up. Kusin has a piece of his back.
Coach Juros has taken a tech. Their leader, Pachulia, has taken a tech. They're down 15. Hackett inside now. Looking to post up on Dixon. Skip Melly for three. Indeed!
There's quite a few Georgian fans in the gym. This is painful watching, because that's just straightforward inside outside, and Melly's with his feet set. No one has a hand up early enough.
Skip pass, Dixon, corner three. He got it. Hackett using Kusin, Bellinelli inside to Hackett, one more pass to Tomey. Good close out that time by Dixon. Tomey back out to Melly. It's a much better defensive possession here for Georgia, and they get the stop. Dixon now, probing. Dixon outside, Sinaze for three, yes! Momentum now starting to swing in favor of Georgia. Well, you always knew they were going to go on a run after the Pachulia tech. They've now made 2 threes and looked more active defensively. Atome. Markashvili pokes at it. Bellinelli with 3 to shoot. He's going to have to put it up from deep three-point range. In and out. Another stop, Georgia.
Much better series, wasn't it? People were out in passing lanes, forcing Bellinelli to catch it 8-10 feet outside the three-point line. First time in the game that's happened.
Kusin gets charged there for the kick ball. There you see Coach Messina having a discussion with the referees. Timeout on the floor. 33-21, Italy in front, 6:09 to go in the half.
Interesting time for, well, at one point I thought it was a Georgia timeout, but Messina's just not going to want to let Georgia get any momentum. The great thing for him is he's actually got rest into all his starters, so he can actually go back as he's now with all his guys. So for Georgia to continue this, it's going to have to be against the 4, as the 4 experienced players.
Assistant Coach Juros here.
I really don't think that's be complicated. Just some high-low stuff, some penetration, because Dixon's more than capable of doing that. The defense, slouches off. The Italians play smart defense. They're not in the passing lane an enormous amount. They read plays really well.
Well, he's been the spark plug, him and Shamardini. As you take a look at some Dixon highlights, he has 7 points in 13 minutes.
Well,
Shamardini came off the bench, giving them 8.
15 of the 21 points from those 2 guys. Shengelia got his 3 early, but has been a known factor really in the game.
Pachulia, you saw there, he already has a tech foul, so does Coach Juros. Let's see what they run out of the timeout. It's a backdoor screen, Shamardini, and the foul!
As we saw, did we say, nothing complicated, just throw it high, throw it low. They have a little back screen action. They told me they didn't want any of the switch on that.
Georgia supporters rising here in Tel Aviv Arena. Shamardini keeps them standing as he knocks down the free throw. Baldy Rossi will check in for Melli. Oh, they're engaged now. They forgot that the tip-off of this one was an hour earlier. They're here now. Another steal, and then the official almost prevented a fast break opportunity.
Fortunately, it fell to Georgia. There'd have been an almighty reaction.
Dixon continues to be hot. 9 and counting for him.
16-6 period.
They've gotten the lead back down now to 7. 11-0 run for Georgia. Atome driving, floater, can't get it to go. His own miss, can't get it to go either. Dixon calling for it. He wants a screen, uses it. Goes around 2, thought about it, Pachulia, deep shot, no good. And Markashvili picks up the rebound. Shamardini inside, Pachulia rolls everywhere, gets the miss, back up and in. Italy want to top. The referees blew the whistle here as we take a look at the Pachulia play to get the lead back down to 5.
Well, it's credit Coach Zuras here because you have to sit down Sengalia in his mind to play these two together, and he's done it. You know, Shermandini's dead straightforward. This is where he plays, this is what he does. But Julius shows a real ability to pass the ball there, so those two coming in, a little bit more physicality seems to have sparked them, but Italy have got back to where they were yesterday, where they're a little bit not as sharp and as cute on the screens. There's the referee.
I remember they're pretty good in those situations to get it out of the way. They're allowed one every now and then. Who stops the bleeding for Italy? Bellinelli. Baliga wide open. Can't hit. They've gone cold now from the field.
And there's a line that says there's a reason he's wide open. That he just didn't, and he decided to shoot it where Kusin decided not to.
Georgia supporters, you can see them at the top of your screen, loud and proud, chanting. Almost a turnover there, 8 seconds on the shot clock. It'll stay on this side. Feloy will check back in for Hackett. Important minutes here now to close the half. 4:21 to go. Georgia has battled back, but you don't want to lose the momentum that you've now gained. Turnover there by Pachulia trying to find Shamardini. They ran that exact same backdoor cut play that ended up in a dunk previously. Coach Giras pulling the right string so far. Shamardini goes to the bench, gets the hand, and Sengalia checks back in.
Well, they got plenty of fouls to give still. Georgia only had 2 on the period, so no reason they shouldn't really extend this defense. Much better defensive effort, let alone what they're trying to do with it.
Steal there by Pachulia, poked it out of the hands of the rising Bellinelli. Sanaze, Sengalia, spinning in the lane.
Unbelievable turnaround here.
3-point game.
20-6 in this period.
Melli. Feloy driving in. The kick. Now it's Melli. 5 to shoot. Puts it up over Sengalia. It's an air ball. Georgia can tie with the 3 on this possession. Their supporters are loving every second of it. Pachulia gets called for the offensive foul. He absolutely discarded Atome. Well, Coach Messina doesn't like the action right now. 3-point game. Italy up front, 33-30, 3:17 to go in the half.
Generale. sono aggressivi. Bisogna liberarsi dalla palla qui.
Well, 10 assists for Italy. They're all in the first quarter.
Praticamente troppo, ragazzi.
Great ball movement, open shots, no defense. It all looks a little easy. You know, you've had a reaction. That's the most important thing. Finally, Coach Zero's got a reaction. He had to go to the big boys to do it. Be interesting to see how Sangalia in this last 3 minutes picks up that momentum that the big guys have given him.
Dixon has been hot. He hit the huge three-point shots. That gave them the momentum against Israel in the fourth quarter and overtime. Sparked this run here, and as you said, a huge second quarter. It is a 20-6 advantage quarter scoring-wise, and that may get Sangalia going. Supporters are engaged, and what looked as though the dish might run away with the spoon. You see the intensity and emotion now. It's a three-point game, all to play for. Georgia wins. They book their ticket to Istanbul. A loss, they'll have to depend on Israel to beat Ukraine later on this evening to go to Istanbul. If Italy wins, they lock into the third seed. Falloy for three. No good. Probably not the play you want coming out of the timeout. Quick shot.
Not at all.
Georgia with the opportunity again to tie with a three.
You still want to throw it straight to Shamadini, get him down low. At the moment, he's sitting screens out high, unless someone's going to try and take it to the ring. There he goes.
Oh, what a block by Matome. And talking a little smack to Shamardini as well.
Now that is clean. Been a lot of things said about body on body and whatever, but then Matome came in over and beautiful timing.
There he is. Can he get it going on the offensive end now? Aradori. This is Datome. Driving, offensive foul. Great job by Marcus Feely moving his feet.
I believe that time is at his third foul. Second foul.
Datome will sit with the two fouls. That would allow Bellinelli to step back onto the floor for the last 2:30 here in the first half. Everything that became easy for Italy in the first quarter now looking so hard.
And all it is just a little bit of effort defensively. That's all that's changed, as much as anything else.
Sinzaze. Marcus Feely. Sangalia for three in the tie. And they know the Liga has it, and Falloy will dribble up the floor. This is Aradori. Falloy with the back cut into Bellinelli. Hesitant on the three, 10 to shoot. They go inside to Baliga. Back out Melli. To Falloy, three on the shot clock. Bellinelli at the end of the possession.
Wow. Where if there's a way to stop your drought, you spend a lot of time on the basketball, which I think they have to do anyway, and get it to the right man.
That shot was a two, his foot was on the line. 5-point game. Sangalia. Marcus Feely around two screens. In the corner, Sanaze. Baliga battling and able to rip the rebound out of the big man's hands. Aradori surveying the situation. Bellinelli inside to Melli. Melli with his back to the basket. Finds Falloy, open for three. No good. Sangalia pulls it down. Coach Gira says, hey, let's run a set. Dixon waiting to check back in. He'll be here at the next whistle. Sangalia in the post, attacking Melli. A three, short. Aradori has it. Aradori with the hesitation dribble.
He just, that's when the defense think you're going to pull it out. You're going to pull it out, run your set. You're going to pull it out because there's no good thing. He just recognizes it because Sangeli is finished. He wasn't, that play wasn't happening. He's just ready for the thing to be reset. Didn't even challenge it. Great recognition. Nice little response by Italy to the big-time comeback.
7-point lead. 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Georgia looked completely out of it at points in this first half. And finally putting some energy into it to get back into this game and make it respectable within striking distance. Suras in the huddle. And led by as many as 19, as you see there at the bottom of your screen.
Well, these are clips from earlier in the game where there was no defense at all. Bellinelli's going to make that three. It's consistency of effort for Georgia. It has to be consistency of effort. You know, Sherman Dean's got a huge role now and in the second half because of the Pachulia 3 foul situations. But he's been so effective, all right? They're not going to miss too much of a beat.
Small pressure being shown there by Italy. Tried to find Sinzaze on the cut. That was a play drawn up. Italy read it, slapped it out of the way. Shot clock turned off with the final 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Foul on the floor, and that's the one to put them in the penalty. Aradori will go to the line. Shamardini picks up his second. Messina had Baldi Rossi getting set to check into the game and then decided against it, but it was too little too late. He now has to come into the game for Kusin. He's trying to take it back. Could not. Aradori at the line with a chance to push it back up to 9. First one no good. Point game. Sanaze, they won't get a shot off. Italy was up by as many as 19. They lead by 8 into the break. Georgia trying to stay alive here at EuroBasket 2017. Don't go anywhere. We have an exciting second half on tap.
Well, those Georgian stats are improved slightly, still only 70% from the three-point line, but Italy have still, they haven't even called off that much. They just haven't taken as many shots. 11 assists, the vast majority of those were all in the first quarter. That number hasn't really changed a lot. The rebounds are obviously going to level it up, and everything else is going to be tight. It's just that Georgia just haven't taken as many shots. They've worked their way back in, and now they only trail 8. You'd have offered them 8 points at the end of the first, and they've definitely taken it. Simple story. Play more aggressive defense, whatever your rules are, and just you're going to be in the game. And as soon as they take the foot off of that, Italy score.
It's just been effort. That's all. That's the one thing that doesn't show up in the stat sheet because they're virtually even there, but their effort different after the 2 techs. One by Suras, one by Pachulia, and you can see the effort has risen. Michael Dixon Jr. was terrific in the first half. See if he can continue it over in the second. The 3-point shooting was falling for Italy early on, led by as many as 19. They now lead by 8. We'll leave you with the pictures and be back for the second half here in Tel Aviv. Back we are here in Tel Aviv Arena. An 8-point game at the half. Israel up 38-30 over Georgia. Well, Georgia was down by as many as 19 points in that first half, and they were able to battle back to get the deficit just within 8 points. You see Coach Messina and his team there. A win for them locks them in the 3rd seed here in Group B. A win for Georgia will get them in the round of 16 over in Istanbul. You saw that man right there, Zaza Pachulia, took the technical foul in the first period, and that's where his team sort of came alive in the game.
Well, let's just say congratulations to him. He might be a bit distracted, just had his fourth daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, for those of us that have daughters, that's a commitment.
A couple of grays in the hair.
So, congratulations to him and his family, but he had to, and I have a lot of sympathy with him because it was almost as though he was being told, you don't need me to call a foul. He was fouled a couple of times, no call. He barked at the official maybe one more time. There's no excuse for that. But you can understand his frustration. And then obviously coach had got one, but whatever then happened, I still think that the coach going back with the 2 bigs, with the 2 was the most important thing. And then after that, Pachulia picks up his 3rd foul, which meant he had to go with Shengelia, but they're back in it now. And if it's the early start that's messed them up, who knows? But they maybe you partied too long last night after the emotional win over the hosts.
Could be that or just simple fatigue, because they had to go well into the night to get that victory. Yeah. And then the hour early start here locally meant that they didn't get the regular rest that they would have had between games. Coach Juras will listen into his huddle as he gets set for the second half.
But there's one, I could see that happening later in the game. You know, it's like you're in the locker room before this game. Someone, you know what the scenario is. If we win, we're through. If we lose, we're waiting on a result. Let's take care of it ourselves. You'd have thought they might have come out hard and then got tired, but they came out flat. Now, someone's either not doing their own job, individually getting ready to play, or the people who have paid money to try and, you know, get these guys warmed up physically and mentally didn't do the right job either. But whatever happened for the first quarter, I think you and I have been fine out there. We'd have been okay.
Yeah.
It was that's our little defense they play. I don't think I wouldn't have shot as well as the Italians, but I'd have definitely got the open look.
You and I both. I don't know if they would have fell, but we would have got them up there. Kind of got maybe a good 3 minutes out of me, to be honest. My cardio isn't where it should be. Pachulia, the NBA champion, leads his team back onto the court. Important business here at hand. Georgia wins. They go to Istanbul. A loss, and then they depend on an Israel victory later on today against Ukraine to get their ticket to go. Not the way you want to start the second half, I should say. That's a turnover there.
Quick hands, but look after the ball.
Italy's already going to Istanbul. They just don't know what seed they'll be. A win will lock them into the 3rd seed. Bellinelli, tough shot from the corner. Air ball there. The shot clock was winding down. He had to shoot it. Sanaze gets the hand from his bench after the effort to keep it in bounds there.
And you need those plays. Maybe those are the plays that energize them.
Pachulia surveys the deep. Waits for Dixon off the screen. Dixon probing, pulls up. He likes that spot on the floor. He held them afloat in the first half when nothing was going for them. He is now 11. Melli, Atome. Bellinelli off the curl. Cousin, Hackett for 3. A good ball movement there by Italy, but that 3-point shot not able to fall. And then Sanaze takes the foul on Bellinelli. That bucket no good. It's the foul on the floor. Markashvili actually gets called for the foul there. There's Dixon's sweet spot.
If we weren't worried, how Coach Messina was taking this game, you know he's wanting to win this game now. He's emotionally engaged with the game.
Doesn't take much for a competitive coach to get involved. Last touch, they say, by Italy. Georgia basketball.
I think Hackett's demeanor tells you that the ref was right. And Messina on the far side of the floor picked that up as much as anything else.
Dixon. Sangilia's been quiet, but Pachulia was really trying to work there on Cousin, and that's Cousin picking up his 3rd foul here. Toko Sangilia. 10 on the shot clock. Melli's done a good job of defending him. Dixon for 3. That's off. You can tell that was off by the way it left his hands. We had the perfect angle where we're sitting here courtside. Atome inside to Melli. Melli to Bellinelli. He lost control of it. Italy retains and then finds an open spot on the floor where you can drop a floater. We've seen above everybody for the fresh 14. Atome for 3. Left that one short. Sangilia picks up the rebound. Gives it to Dixon. 2-man game now, Sangilia Dixon. Skip pass. Markashvili. No good. Pachulia between 3 jerseys and then gave it away. He's down on the floor on the other end. Italy can push for a quick one. Atome off the rim. No good. Sangilia looks up. Pachulia never came back, and he'll flush.
You've already got the impression about this game. This is not going to be one of those games that people are going back, wow, this is this. It's going to be one of those that someone's going to have to tough out in an ugly game, because that's how both teams have started this second half. No one really in rhythm. The Italians have lost that patience that they had earlier in the game.
Atome for 3, no good. Everything front of the rim after coming out of the locker room here in the second half for Italy. One of the better shooting teams in the tournament as we take a look at Pachulia. Never did come back after falling on the ground, and it gets the easy 2 there. Look at him. Not much you could do defensively there.
And you can see as they make the substitutions, Coach Messina telling these guys to just calm down. Let's be patient. Because they were in, regardless of the lack of defense, they were in a great rhythm in that first period. Movement, open shots, they're in great shape. And now everything is a little bit frantic. It's a little bit pushed. It's a little bit, oh, I've got offensive rebound, throw it back up. We're just got to get back to where they were before, sharing the basketball.
Miscommunication there for Pachulia. He throws it away. Here's Falloy using a Melli screen. Melli! Over the top of Pachulia! Sangilia the other way. Poked out of his hands by Melli. Look at the Melli slam here on the replay. Oof.
Those Georgian fans, hearts in mouth on that one if Pachulia got too involved.
Here he is on the offensive glass. Oh! Swatted away! Christine says no, sir! That's as high as Christine has jumped all tournament long. And he's playing volleyball at the moment. Six-point game. Dixon turns the corner. Kicks out. Sangilia, extra pass. Marcus Feely for three. At the end of the shot clock, unable to get it to go. But Pachulia got a hand to it. It's Italy basketball. Dory, who just checked into the game, watched by Pachulia. Christine sets the screen for Bellinelli. Sanaze watching him. Falloy, Melli for three. Again, front of the rim for Italy. Dixon. Melli got a hand to it, and an intentional foul on Sangilia, preventing Melli from getting to the loose ball. Unsportsmanlike foul will allow Melli go to the line and shoot 2 free throws and give Italy possession. You see it there, blatant.
Yeah, he did. He went in to hold him back because obviously Melli was off and running, so.
Started off the telecast saying that Sangilia would need a big game for Georgia to advance on Istanbul. And so far, he's been quiet here in this one. Free throw hitting the front of the rim again for the Italians. Melli too strong on the second. Wow. Normally a solid free throw shooter goes and bricks 2. Falloy inside to Melli. Melli looking to go to work. Gets double, Kusin. Aradori. 10 on the shot clock. Aradori for 3. Yes!
Coach Messina always talks about Aradori and Feloy. They've got to want to take it. Well, both of them in this game are looking like they want to take it. It's such a great situation. We know it's a limit of this team, but their coach wants them to do it. So you shoot it with confidence.
Marcus Feely, he's not shy with confidence, knocks down a 3. Whenever you need a big 3 ball, look for number 11 in white. That's his first of the night. Georgia supporters rise. Bellinelli tries to sit them down. Gets the roll and the foul. The poker face at it again. Talk about a soft touch and soft rim. Newest Atlanta Hawk getting the embrace from Kusin there. looking to make it a 4-point play and 15 on the night. He does. Lead back to 10. Sangilia. When will he arrive to this game? Falloy coming down with the double team. They've been doing a good job of doing that.
Oh, they do, and they hedge down and they wait until the ball's released, and then they'll have a dig and then they recover. You know, it's that fine detail again of prep.
Here he is on the block again. The double comes. Has to get rid of it. One pass. A push shot. Sanaze. That was a brick. He was looking for a foul call. Baliga with the defense in front of his face. Falloy to Bellinelli. This is Baliga. Aradori. Nice pass inside. Baliga over the top of Dixon. And Coach Shiros wants to talk as Italy finding the rhythm offensively that they had in the first quarter once again. 3:32 to go here in the third quarter. You're watching EuroBasket 2017.
Well, patience is definitely the word that this Italian team should have etched, because when they are patient and they move, what is annoying is they're patient, and in that period where Georgia came back, Georgia played defense for 24 seconds, they played the whole time. Now they went up a little trap, no one rotates. Compare that to Italy where they double, they rotate, and you end up a bad shot. Italy end up with something around the ring. It's got to be about Georgian defense. It's like when you're under pressure and you're tired, you just revert back to what you normally do, and they have to keep being told not to do that at the moment. And it must be a very frustrating situation, because you know that you have talent to be competitive. But if you don't have that mentality to effort, you're going to end up like these guys at the moment. 12 down. And they really are, it's a bad 12 as well, because Italy haven't really had to play great to make it.
You see some of the highlights. The Italian fans now jumping back onto their feet. Again, a win for them locks them into the third seed in Group B. And that crossover matchup will give them a game against the second seed team out of Group A. Could be Finland, could be France. We'll find out later today, as they are in action as we speak. Greece and Poland playing at the moment over in Finland. The business at hand here. Georgia needs a win to keep alive and punch their ticket to Istanbul. 3-on-1. Aradori put it on the ground and then almost lost it. We'll have to reset. Falloy driving. Falloy threw it away. Dixon pushing. Sangilia. It's the first time he's been able to get ahead of steam and attack the basket. Gets fouled, he'll go to the line for two.
Number 62, Liga first foul.
Baliga's first. Well, he hasn't shot well at all from the line this tournament, as his first one rolls out. Pure on the second, talking to himself at the moment. Lead 11. Had to be a foul there, as bodies hit the ground. Melly's the one who finds himself on his wallet. And they're going to call the foul on Dixon. That's his second. Dixon just went in there, gave him a tackle. Maybe a smaller guy on the court, but he said he's not going to get bullied by Melly. Melly sits, Cousin back in for him. Cousin and Baliga playing with each other for the first time in a while. Falloy for three. Short once again. Baliga hustling back with the steal. 3-on-1 the other day. Tommy brings the thunder. 51-38. Sinaze in the corner. Dixon for three.
Well, he's carrying them, isn't he? At the end of the day, they didn't really make anything happen. The ball movement wasn't great. They found him in the corner. He's just making a tough shot. You know, it goes on to, 14 personal. It's at this end of the floor, though. They're still standing around and letting Italy move the ball.
Tommy, long three. Can't get it to go. Frustrated.
No one's in the lane. Let's just pass, let it have a look. They told me wide open, one of the best. Somebody's paid a lot of money to take that shot. They allow him to take that shot.
Tommy picks up a foul there as he just got in the way of Sangilia, who was trying to get through the traffic.
Number 7, blue,
Bellinelli will check back into the game as Tommy picks up his third. Now Rodori will sit. There's Sangilia. The double comes once again. Zaze inside to Shamardini. Can't get it over the rim. Baliga with the rebound. Sangilia on the floor on the other end. It's 5-on-4 at the minute. As you see Sangilia trotting into your picture now. The double on Cousin. Leaves Falloy to the Tommy, who's open for three. It hits. And finally, he says, able to get one to go.
And Cousin again, can't say enough great things. Not only did he get the post up, but then he got double teamed. Really held on to it, didn't panic, was patient, found the right pass, and Falloy thought, hey, wide open. To Tommy, why not give him the ball? Again, patient Italian basketball. They're not going to beat you 100-99, but they are going to make you try and stop them doing what they want to do.
Zaze checks out, so does the Tommy after nailing that three. There you see Aradori, who had a short spell, jumps back into the lineup for Datomi as we close the third quarter. Dixon, a lot of dribbling, pulls up for three. Indeed! He is hot! 10-point game.
He's almost playing with more character and passion for Georgia than the rest of the guys put together at the minute. Trying to push the ball, looking to take responsibility. Now he's out there playing pressure.
He knows what's on the line. A trip to Istanbul for Lloyd. Well, who's going to help him? He can't go 1-on-5. This is Dixon. Bucket and a foul. He is as hot as a blowtorch right now.
And Tony Shengetti's just got to forget whatever he thinks about the officiating, whatever he thinks about what he's not getting. He's got to become a factor at the moment. Dixon is literally doing everything on his own. Yeah, I agree with you. It's almost too much over dribble, but no one's moving. They're not running anything. It's almost like Dixon's got it. He's looking for stuff. Oh, they're not. He decides to shoot it because no one's really doing a lot else.
Averaging 10 on the tournament. He is 20 right now after that free throw. Sinaze will leave the game for Sinzaze. 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Georgia was down by as many as 19 in the first half. They're within striking distance. They need a victory here if they want to guarantee themselves a trip to Istanbul, or they got to depend on Israel later tonight to beat the Ukraine. Baliga at the buzzer. If you're going to get that, Italy will take it. Dixon, that's going to be short. 58-47. Georgia with work to do if they want to show up in the round of 16.
Okay, this is the last one standing. 7 men, each of them will try to dribble the ball in the center of the court. If any of them lose the ball, you will go out. Simulem, środek Eryma, poważnie trzeba będzie podróżyć sobie. 3, 2, 1, let's go! Jeszcze to podobno wykorzystać Tarca. Szanu Kamisza. 4.
Oh, those statistics, Georgia still, where would they be without Dixon? They're 5 from 20 from the three-point line. Dixon single-handedly has carried them in that third quarter. And you're looking around at who else is going to step up. Shengelia has just disappeared because he's more in, having an issue with the officials. Pachulia's on the bench. Shamadini's not seen a pass. Now, whether that's because he's not getting open or whether that's because they're not looking for him, who knows at the moment. And still down the other end, they're still not. Why would you not say, okay, they told me we're not going to let you shoot. Let's see if someone else can make a shot. Now, the big thing for Italy in this game is that, combination Aradori, Filoev, Belija, and Cousin have all scored. They've all chipped in. Getting up there towards 16, 17 points between them. That's a big, big bonus for Coach Messina. But what shots do they take? Wide open shots. Wide open. And again, it's a typical Italian performance. Well, we all know that. This is game 5. This Georgian team, one quarter, are they going to play enough defense? Otherwise, they'll be in the stands cheering on Israel.
Right now, the Ukraine in the stands cheering on Italy, because a Georgia loss means the doors open for them later tonight. A win and a Georgia loss for the Ukraine means they go to Istanbul. Georgia can take care of business on their own. They have 10 minutes to do so here in the game. And a travel called on Melli. That's the start they want defensively. Try to dig out of this hole.
And Shamadini made that happen by coming to help. It's just giving the offense another question to try and answer.
Sinzaze in the corner, Markashvili. Sengilia spinning inside and got it to go. For whatever reason, he continues to jaw with the referees in this one. But he's gone on to the slow start, trying to work his way back into this basketball game. Aradori with Baliga screening. They crash the boards. Aradori comes up with it. Fresh 14 and puts it home. That's just effort. Dixon blowing right by Hackett and then lost possession.
Yeah, he just lost control on the way up, didn't he? There was no contact of any note. But again, there comes a point where maybe in that situation, he doesn't need to do it that early. You've got to get Shengelia and Shamadini the basketball and then trust them to give it back to you if they don't have an option.
Here's Hackett, finds Aradori. Baliga, they leave open, continues to do so. He hit the shot at the end of the third quarter. That was a good sign if you're an Italian fan. Aradori for 3. Can't get it to go. And Sengilia picks it up with a head of steam. Sengilia attacking the rim, kicks out. One more pass, it was a bad one. Markashvili wasn't good enough to him to set and fire. He was open for 3. Sengilia, the double comes once again and they turn it over. Ahead, it's Hackett on the runway. Bellinelli found him on the assist. Sinzaze.
Yeah, got a quarter foul, yeah.
You do.
Number 4, blue.
It's a second foul.
And it's still only 13 points, but you get the impression that Georgia are playing like they don't know if they've got enough time or to get back because the Italians are running in points. It's still only 13. Pachulia still sits, and you got to think, well, is he coming? Is he going to come back? If he does, they look so effective with the two of him and Shamadini in the game together.
Markashvili for 3, no good. That double team of Sengilia has been so effective, forcing him to be a passer. They just haven't been able to make them pay from the 3-point range like they want to. Aradori. Melli, extra pass, Hackett for three. No good, and Baliga gets called for the foul as he pushed Shamardini right out of the way. Pachulia back into the game, and he will replace Sangilia. Coach Giros having a discussion with him. So
well,
again, the
they're
last
done
time
with the big boys. They're done with the big boys.
Lineup, that was a plus for Georgia.
And as long as they share the ball so they can create some angles to make the pass, the ball will go inside. Then you got to trust each other.
Dixon front court with 7:25 remaining in the game. Marcus Feely using the Pachulia screen. Zaze. Marcus Feely, that's a three. No good. And ahead of everybody is Aradori. What a game he's had coming off the bench for Italy. Timeout Georgia. 64-49, 7:09 remaining in the game.
Oh, Pachulia still now going on at the official saying he was like being manhandled. I can't remember. I really didn't see it, but what can he do about it now? And it's very easy to sit here and say this, but he's got 7 minutes to be what he is, an NBA champion, and actually get it done on the floor. There's still only 15 down. There's plenty of time. Stop worrying about how good or bad the officials are. Give it to Shamardini high, you go low, or the other way around. It doesn't matter. They got a lot of success out of back cut, a lot of success out of the fact that with the two of them in there, it just created more space because of where they stepped to. And then compete on the glass, because they just haven't competed.
We see some of the highlights for Aradori, who was given good minutes, and you mentioned that Floyd and Aradori has been bookmarked by Coach Messina as two guys that have to be aggressive offensively for them to maximize their potential.
It's, and he says it, but everyone knows. He's not even trying to hide it from anyone. I mean, Daniel Hackett's seeing extended minutes in the fourth quarter. The last few games, he's sat him. He's looked very composed tonight.
That could be due in part to the fact that Floyd hasn't been able to find the range early on. Pachulia looking for a jump shot there. He'll take that every day if you're the Italian D.
Cousin and Melli just would not let Shamardini get anywhere near the glass. Just boxed out superbly.
Aradori. Bellinelli inside Melli. Extra pass, wide open Hackett. No good. And a foul called on Melli as he was holding Shamardini. Third for Melli. Third team foul in this quarter for Italy. Georgia has not committed a foul as yet. And no one in any type of foul trouble for Georgia. Dixon. Crossing over. Shamardini now. Inside, Pachulia. Dips his head down and scores. Oh, and then he's called for the foul afterwards. It was on the follow-through, or he was celebrating or something, and he caught Melli in the face, unfortunately. And they called it a sportsmanlike foul. We'll see here on the replay. I was just on the follow-through. Unfortunate there, but
I can't.
He did hit him, but it wasn't intentional.
Well, from that angle, it looks like he throws it back, but
that's his fourth foul as Melli misses a free throw.
And Melli's struggling. That's another free throw that he's missed, and all these opportunities just gives Georgia just a glimpse of getting out of this hole. You're almost getting into Israel proportions of a comeback at the moment. 16 with 6.
Sangilia back into the game for Shamardini. Is this the lineup that's going to pull them through?
But it's got to be through stops. They've just got to try and create with their defense. It's something they've not done the whole tournament.
They fixed the score there. So 65-51. That was the delay in action. That's the correct score you see on your screen. Here's Cousin. They're not even bothering to guard him there. They might have to guard him down here. Dixon comes over the strip. In the corner, Marcus Feely. This side now. Sangilia, extra pass, Sanaze. Can't hit the three. And Bellinelli with the strong rebound. Bellinelli. Aradori. Melli to Hackett, and Hackett pulls it back out. Bellinelli watched by Dixon. Gave it right to Pachulia. Look at Pachulia crossing over on the runway.
Aradori looked. Aradori thought, I'm not stepping in for that one, because Pachulia was like at full speed for him. Still there for Georgia if they play enough defense, if they get enough stops.
Full speed for Pachulia, not quite Usain Bolt, but Georgia will take the two regardless. 65-53, throw it away again to the Italians. Sangilia down the lane! 10-point game. Don't go anywhere. The Tokomotive off and running here in Tel Aviv.
Well, Messina's going to take the timeout because she's had 2 turnovers, 2 2 throwdowns on the break. It's a 10-point game. You'd love to see Georgia come out and play a little bit up the floor, but they don't have to go crazy, because if they go crazy, Italy will move the ball and get a wide open look. They've just got to play hard pressure defense, and they'll get steals if they do that. Don't go looking for steals, because there's a lot of experience on that Italian team. They'll move the ball and find an open guy. So you've got to be aggressive. You've got to be in the passing lanes, but you've got to remain smart. Otherwise, this team will pass you and will pass you to death, because they'll get open looks. But where has this been? Back-to-back steals.
Here we see Pachulia running the break.
Aradori's face is not, I'm not going there.
Auditioning to be the point guard in Golden State, maybe.
Wow. He's got a lot of people to pass it to there. You know?
And then Sangilia on the runway and punching it home. The lead is 10. If they can get their crowd back into the game, that might provide them some energy. Plenty of time left in this game, 5:07 to be exact. Floyd checks back in for Hackett. Floyd's been the one to really close games for Italy. Atomi also back into the game for Aradori. They go inside to Atomi. Clear that side of the floor. Him and Marcus Feely go one-on-one. Rises above, left is short. Sangilia back the other way. No need to panic for Georgia. Still some time if they run some stuff here. Get some good looks. Pachulia looking to pass, now driving inside. It's fouled, he'll go to the line for 2. And the Italians not impressed with that call, because it did look awkward. It didn't look as though Pachulia was even trying to take a shot. It looked like he was just trying to draw a foul. You be the judge at home.
Well, it's a foul.
It is.
I mean, it doesn't matter that Julia is going forwards, because Cousin is going sideways and reaching across. I think from where people are sitting, it may look worse than it really was, because it looked like he just barreled through him. But the referee's had a good angle. We've got a good angle. It's great camera work to show that, because Cousin turned as one thing and then put his arms all over the arms of Pachulia. Got to make both.
Missed the first.
They keep getting opportunities, but they keep turning them down.
As we said today, Pachulia became a father, his 4th kid, a daughter. Congratulations to him and his family. 9-point game on his plate at the moment. There's Floyd. Bellinelli right down the lane, left it for Baliga. And Baliga couldn't put it up. Last touch by Italy. That was one where Bellinelli probably should have took the layup.
Yeah, I think it's if you gave it back to him, he'd want to take it. Probably the right move in some ways, because he should have just caught it and laid it in, but take responsibility, normally what Bellinelli's very good at.
Dixon driving on Falloy. See the supporters there, they can feel it. They need to rise to the occasion here, do Georgia. Dixon attacking, bodies hit the floor. Jump ball, possession over arrow in favor of Georgia. That's all heart and hustle by Michael Dixon.
I was going to say, Melli has to come back. The game's on the line now. This possession, it could be a 4-point game.
They rise here in Tel Aviv Arena. Georgia faithful chanting. Their ticket to Istanbul on the line in this one. Italy already punched their ticket to the round of 16. They're fighting here for the 3rd seed in Group B. Dixon, Sanaze, Sangilia, back to Sanaze. Sanaze driving, reverse layup.
Oh, my word.
It's a 5-point game.
And this is where Italy really have to be patient. They really have to move off the ball.
8 to shoot. Bellinelli driving, kicks to Falloy in the corner. Tough shot, can't hit. And skying for it was Marcus Fili. Sanaze for 3, no good. Hands on heads in the Georgia support section. They knew they had a chance to really throw a big-time jab. Can Italy throw the knockout blow? Bellinelli on the screen. Can't go. Datome gives him a fresh 14. Melli, back to Bellinelli. He wants it. Datome, he's hit so many big shots. Melli for 3. Way off. Dixon picks it up. Lead is 5. Dixon for 3. Indeed! It's Michael Dixon Jr. time, folks! Two-point game. 2 minutes to play. Georgia, a win here, sends them to Istanbul. Falloy off the curl, driving, silences the crowd momentarily.
What a great decision. They're looking at Italy trying to shoot the 3. He takes it to the bucket exactly how he's described by his coach. Wants to take the shot when it's the right shot. Great decision.
Dixon has hit some big-time shots for Georgia. Sangilia inside. Can't get it to go. They're calling a goaltend on Datome. Count the basket. Back to a 2-point game, minute 30 to go in the game.
Let's take a look.
I think they're going to get him for touching the net. Not necessarily the rim, but the net.
Yeah. Which is what they missed last night in a similar situation with Caspi.
Falloy watched by Dixon. He waits for a screen from Baliga. Now driving on Dixon. Baliga left alone. Can't hit. Sangilia pulls it down. Georgia can take the lead with a 3. Dixon takes it for the lead. Indeed! Buries it. He has no conscience. Tel Aviv is on fire.
Gets into the gap, feet set, not a hand on him in the tour. He's just made one. No one comes out early. String, nothing but string. It's not as if he's not on the report, is it? This is what he's done in the game before this. 1 minute, one down. It's going to be, this is Messina drawing up what he wants. But everybody on the floor, Baliga taking the shot. If you are Georgia, like, you're ecstatic. No disrespect to Baliga, but like, he's not going to be the shooter. Biggest lead of the game, 19. Georgia's 1 point lead. Hey, that's the only thing that matters at the moment, the 1 point lead.
Wow.
You've got to think here that Italy will, I'd love to see them just, if they're going to run any pick and roll stuff, get Melli in the pick, because on a pop, he's a real potent. They'll have to chase him, which could open up the drive, but Philoy got to the basket the last time they scored. Be interested to see where they go. Where they won't go is for Baliga to shoot the ball.
Here is the shot that gave Georgia the 1 point advantage.
And that's exactly what Coach Messina is saying to Baliga. Where were you? Your guy screened, Dixon's coming off it, and you back off him. The guy has just made one. He's going to do that all the time. Goes back with Hackett. It's amazing that he doesn't go even in 4 quarters and brings him in right at the end of the game. Did it against Lithuania, did it against Germany.
28 big points for Dixon, none bigger than that 3-point bomb. It's that the shot, and will give them the ticket to Istanbul. 55.4 seconds remaining in the game. What do Italy run out of the timeout? Where do they go? Hackett back into the game for Philoy. Aradori is playing for Datome. This is Cousin. Skip pass. Hackett on the drive. 10-10. Got it to go. 1 point lead, Italy.
And they will get the ball back. Definitely get the ball back.
Dixon, he has been prime time here in Tel Aviv. Gives it up. Pachulia, 10 on the shot clock. Pachulia driving inside, kicks it out. They almost turn it over. Now they do. And they'll have to foul. And they do. Marco Bellinelli goes to the line. Well, he won't go to the line, actually, until the next foul. As Georgia has some fouls to give here.
Melli had the temptation to reach the stayed in stance. Great reaction from Bellinelli. Great decision by Hackett. Got fouled, no call, finishes it off the glass. Cousin will sit, Datome comes back.
The inbound so important right now with 19.6.
Well, Georgia can really go hard. They've got 2 fouls to give. They don't really, they don't really want this game to get down. They want to have the ball back, and Bellinelli is just too smart.
No shot, foul on the floor.
They've got to be careful about the action. They don't want to give up an unsportsmanlike. They've got to make a legitimate attempt.
Only 2 seconds came off the clock there. 17.5 remaining. Coach Messina is going to take a timeout. We'll get a chance to catch our breath.
But it's his last timeout. Last timeout, and it's
a big one. 1 point game here in Group B.
Say the same thing. If they are going to run any pick and roll action, get Melli in the pick, because you can't leave him. And that could open the middle up again for whoever's on the ball.
Okay. Stay, and after you turn, you jump here, not to be the ball. Everybody force the ball here.
What a crazy first half, with both teams being totally dominant in each quarter. And same question again. I keep asking this question every time I see Georgia play. They could play defense and they could play this activity for a whole game. They've only really done it, but they haven't done it. Even in the win over Lithuania, it took them a while to get going. Just knuckle down and play defense for 40 minutes. And who knows where this team might be able to go. Because in Dixon, they've got a guy who's literally growing into a role on this team that's phenomenal. While there's time and he's out there, there's always a chance.
The inbound so important. Shamardini, the size on Hackett. Was really making it tough for Hackett to see what was going on. They do get the ball in just before the 5-second count.
Bellinelli and Melli, they were off the play by that time. Almost got in each other's way and took two people there. They were very unfortunate. Georgia almost came up with it.
16.5 seconds, one more foul to be given, and then free throws. Italy has to be careful here because it may look like Georgia may be going for the foul, but got to be careful with the quick steal. Barishvili checks in to give a foul. Zinzaze checks in as well. They're going to have Shamardini guard the inbounder once again. And that's Hackett. They get it into Aradori and foul him. So Aradori will toe the free throw line with 2 big free throws to push the lead to a 3-point game. He's been terrific in this game, coming off the bench, providing some solid minutes for Italy.
If he makes both, you've still got the chance to tie.
Georgia still has that timeout remaining.
But you know, Italy will almost certainly foul. They won't want him to have the chance to tie it.
That takes a foul out of the equation. And now we're looking at a scenario where Georgia could win on a 3. Aradori calmly knocks down the second. Timeout on the floor, the last timeout for Georgia. No timeouts on either end in a 2-point game with 14.8 to go. Georgia's ticket to Istanbul on the line.
There's still a coaching debate when they get into this scenario. Do you foul very quickly so you get it back and put some pressure on him to make it, or do you trust your defense? In trusting your defense, you give Dixon the chance for the 3.
He's hit some big ones in the last 2 games.
You know, if you don't steal or foul on the first pass, and they go and make 2, you're gonna just go down the floor and look at the talent he has at his disposal to make a big shot. So at worst, he goes to overtime. At worst, if he doesn't, Dixon makes a 3 and he loses.
Shiraz drawing up the play that may very well send his team to Istanbul. The scenario is, again, if Georgia win, they punch their ticket to Istanbul. Italy is already on their way. They just don't know where they will seed. A win for them guarantees them the 3rd seed here in Group B. Georgia win. They're on their way with Italy, Lithuania, and Germany. Lithuania winning earlier today. They are the #1 seed in this group. Germany #2. 14.8 to go. Markashvili, the trigger man. Sinaze, Sengilia, Pachulia, and Dixon, who has the ball right now, on the floor for Georgia. Dixon for 3 in the lead. In and out. Italy with the rebound. It's Aradori. He's fouled. He'll go to the other end for 2 free throws. Still 6.1 to go in the game. That one was halfway down.
Wouldn't mind seeing it again. Melli did a great job getting the hand up. Almost too good a job. But Aradori makes both games done pretty much. 1, they've still got a chance. Went 1 for 2 last time.
Makes the first, the Italian contingent here with the loudest cheer of the night for them. A win for Italy leaves the door open for the Ukraine and our final game of the day. It's still alive. Dixon
had to be fouled, yeah.
They'll go to the line and shoot 3. He banked in the shot, but it won't count. Unbelievable.
Smart foul, smart foul. Legitimate action. 3.6, does he make the first, miss the second? Does he make both?
Unbelievable. I mean, how fun would it have been? The first one is the important one.
Absolutely, he's got to make the first one.
And does.
29 personal. I'm one of those guys on this one, like, what chance have you got if you don't miss? Very little.
No timeouts on either end.
Which side do you miss it on? Miss it on Pachula's side if you know where you're going. Kusin, who would you back? Datome's going to help down.
They miss purposely. Pachulio with the rebound. Shamardini underneath. Oh. What a block by Gigi Datome! Italy come away with the victory on a defensive effort by Gigi Datome.
Wow.
71-69, the final score. Hey, Ukraine, you're still alive here in Group B. Italy on their way to Istanbul. Wow, what a game. And still one more to go. Group B has been fun. 71-69, your final here. Italy squeak one out.
What a crazy game. If you'd have watched the first quarter or the second quarter, you'd have thought, hey, it's just a game. No one's really. Georgia find a way to play defense, find a way to pick it up, and almost do enough to get back in. The rebound numbers are good for Georgia, but the only number that matters is 71-69. Italy have 20 assists. This team shares the ball beautifully. If Georgia don't get to Istanbul, it's only themselves to blame because of their lack of defensive effort to start off with. Dixon had 29 huge ones. Great spread of points for Italy with Bellinelli with only 15. They spread it across the board. Marco Cusin, we talked about him right at the beginning of the game. 7 boards. Just a phenomenal contribution. Dixon is everywhere, steals everywhere. What a performance. Bellinelli 14, Datome 14. Aradori, one of these guys that Messina says has to step up, stepped up. Falloy 1 week, Adori the next game. Tremendous performance by the Italians to cling on and win. But Georgia, how much are they going to be sitting in that locker room ruining it? How much in a number of games if Ukraine get a win? And if we're being serious about it, if Pustovi shows up and Israel are a bit flat, the Ukraine could definitely get a win.
The scenario is this now. Georgia's dreams of showing up in Istanbul now comes down to an Israel victory. The Ukraine now in charge of their own destiny here in Group B. A win for them. They slide into the 4th seed and take a trip that they probably weren't planning to take after the first 2 games in Group B action. Italy win 1. They're in the 3rd seed. 71-69. We'll leave you with the pictures from what was a terrific game.